Well, the question becomes, how do we get, and where is the focus that needs to be? And I have been arguing that we need a big focus on K-12, on the basics. And, I get a little concerned, and I've said this in my social media, that we don't need to be teaching sex education to 6-year-olds. We need to be teaching English, manners, and math. And even though I'm a business school professor, I really push STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. And in fact, I'm very excited. My one of my sons is a high school teacher, and he's teaching engineering in high school to stimulate the students. It's part of their math department, to stimulate the students to think about professions in engineering. And I think that's very important, because we cannot be successful as a country without having people that are willing to do the math and the statistics and, pursue that kind of stuff. And like I said, even though I'm in the business school, I strongly promote people pursuing the STEM subjects.
Not just technical skills, but social skills is the issue of grade inflation. Years ago, there was an assumption of what a 3.0 grade point meant. We can't make that assumption anymore. Matter of fact, the assumption now is that grades have been inflated by about 0.8 over the last 20 years. That a 3.5 today would be like a 2.7 10, 15, 20 years ago.
That's a very valuable point, Lyle, and I've encountered that, in that the students come to me and will have an 88 average, and the 90 is required for an A-, and they'll be, after the semester, they'll come and say, well, Dr. Schein, I really needed an A- in this course. And it's like, it's an 88, it's not a 90, and we don't do that. Now, Vietnam War actually triggered the current wave of grade inflation. We're still suffering from that, because what happened is if Joe Blow flunked out of college, you got a 2S deferment that back in the mandatory draft, which ran through part of the Vietnam War, you got a 2S deferment. If you flunked out of college, then you basically, they put a rifle in your hand, sent you to boot camp, and sent you to Vietnam. So a lot of the professors were opposed to the war in Vietnam and used their political leanings to influence what they were doing in the classroom. And as a result of that, we had tremendous grade inflation that triggered in the 70s. One of the things that I'm frustrated by is that in higher ed today, every class comes with a student faculty evaluation. For young faculty, especially your assistant professors, your associate professors, those student evals are considered in promotion to full professor. And so it gives the professors who are already, who grew up in the system of grade inflation and who are hopeful of getting good reviews from their students, even further incentive to give grades that are frankly not earned.
A few years ago, I gave a presentation, and it was called "The University of Lake Wobegon." Remember when Garrison Keillor talked about Lake Wobegon? All the women are beautiful, all the men are strong, and all the kids are above average. Dennis, I think you were dealing with an administrator who graduated from the University of Lake Wobegon, where everyone was above average.
I wish it was so.
Exactly. Yeah. And we, and this is not the three of us. I think our country, our world is now reaping the consequences of believing that everyone is above average. David, thank you for this. I think everyone viewing this has an important question to answer themselves, and that is, did I graduate from Lake Wobegon? Am I doing as well as I can? Am I performing as well as I should? Am I communicating in a way that really that really helped someone at the other end.
And my observation is that when some of the worst things in the world, the worst things imaginable, happen to you or family or close friends, to look at it and can you extract something beneficial, something that will help make you a better person, help you help others along the journey that we
Absolutely.
all follow. And Dave, thank you so much for this time.